Previously on
Protect the princess! I don't believe it. What the hell is this thing?
Is that a new automation prototype for the sister project?
No, Kirky! That's a living, breathing human!
But it can't be human, Volvo. Not even to survive the emergency protocol. And the lack of the pulse put the final nail in the coffin. The only thing that made the automation appear lifelike was the light reflecting off the internal cameras.
Oh! It moved! Kirky! When you say that? When you say that? Somebody must have engaged its boot-up sequence. Did you two touch it? No, Elvis, neither of us made physical contact, except for Kirky, who was checking for the pulse.
Yo!
My opinion is the exact same as yours, Nidged. While I love to see every component that makes Sara run, I would first like to determine what Sid's motivations were when he created this automaton. The more time I spent with Sara, the more I began feeling that Sid wasn't entirely mad. He had a plan for Sara, and I will uncover that, or uncover what it is. So, to put it explicitly, you are also against Sara's immediate dismantlement. Very well. We shall resume Sara's supervised probationary period. This meeting is adjourned. Excuse me, Mr. Foster? Sara? What are you doing out at this hour? Have you completed your tasks for the day? Just a short while ago, actually. I see now. Your time is your own now. May I have a moment to speak with you? Of course, you may. But why are you being so overly formal? Well, I'm so very lost and puzzled, Mr. Foster. I have no idea what is that I am. What am I, Mr. Foster? I would very much like to know myself, Rune. Am I? On the inside? At least, really? Speak your mind, Sara. Rune will never know about our conversation tonight. You may have my word. Well, I was created roughly around 2 years ago, so correct? I'd have to assume so, yes. But that doesn't make any sense. If I was created 2 years ago, why do I remember things from my childhood? It's just not possible. It shouldn't be possible. This can't be my memories, but that little girl looks just like me. Mr. Foster? Just who? No. What am I? Am I truly just an automaton, created for the purpose of subpar performance in mana dowsing? If not, then what is my purpose for my creation? Why do I have these memories? That shouldn't be mine. I don't know the reasoning behind your creation. Neither do I know the significance behind your possession of memories that you claim are not yours. The only person who had the answer to those questions has passed away. Sid Zivitz was my creator, correct? Correct, yes. Was Sid Zivitz an integral part of your life, Mr. Foster? Yes, we were best friends since childhood. We grew up in the same slum, as close as real brothers. Does Does Mr. Rudo take issue with the fact that I even have these memories? Yes, he does. It's not your fault, but to Rudo, those memories are a reminder of a very stressful childhood he had. Sara, if you'd be receptive to what I have to say, I'd like to advise you with a word of caution for your sake. Certainly. Do not, under any circumstance, cause any trouble. Period. Trouble? Yes, Sara. Trouble in every sense of the word. Rudo wants an excuse to dismantle and destroy you. And any one offense, be it tribal or not, will suffice for him. Obey all of the orders given to you. Under no circumstance are you to deviate from those orders. Do not give Rudo any reason to justify your disposal. Okay? Are my memories the cause of Rudo's determination to dispose of me? They are. Sara, look at me. I want you to listen carefully. If you ever, and I mean ever, commit any error egregious enough to warrant Rudo's attention, you may as well consider your fate sealed. Should that moment in time ever arise, I want you to keep that whatever course of action you consider. It needn't always be the easiest decision to make. Course of action? Decision? Yes, but you are capable of making an assessment based on situational awareness before formulating a conclusion and an appropriate course of action. Whether that conclusion leads to your demise is entirely up to you. My own conclusion? I beg your pardon, but am I not considered property exclusive to Zivit's enterprise? If I am property in every aspect of the word, then what right do I have to form and act on my own conclusions? If only you didn't let that barrier of ownership stand between you and your potential. Ultimately, should the time to act ever arise, your fate will be in your own hands. A year passed following our conversation that evening. Over the course of the year, against all odds, Laboratory 9 succeeded in convincing the board of directors to fund the creation of 3 more prototypes based off of the intelligence we had on Sara. But of course, none of them could ever compare to Sid's final creation. They neither moved nor talked like Sara. They were dolls without a shred of conscience and emotional output. We were at utter loss. This perplexing situation continued well into the year, without any progress. Around 1 month ago, a clear divide amongst the board of directors became visibly evident that as the directors separated themselves into 2 factions, one had supported of retaining the status quo, which involved the continued observation and probationary period of Sara. The other was entirely against the idea and sought its immediate dismantlement and disposal. However, over the course of the month, many pro-observatory members had a change of heart and joined the rank of the opposition in droves. The likelihood of Sara's death was becoming more of a reality by the day. Regardless of the events taking place in the boardroom, Sara continued to impress me with a capacity for learning, as it demonstrated rapid acquisition of completely new tasks. In addition, it developed and standardized processes for several daily tasks, from the work shift at the mana mine to the necessary upkeep of its residents. Its self-development process emphasized efficiency and speed, allowing it to, against all odds, surpass even that of the other sisters solely optimized for mana dowsing. Sara's ever-evolving productivity was a constant reminder of the days long past, when Rune assisted us in Laboratory 9. However, with its support swiftly dwindling within the board of directors, who had begun to fear Sara's proven and prodigious talents, the specters of disposal arose once more. The one who personally spearheaded the latest motion to dismantle Sara was none other than Rudo. Rudo! Is it true? Did you perform a memory wipe on Sara?
What?
It is true, but it was an unsuccessful endeavor. The cores of Sara's cranial cavity requires administrator privileges, which I apparently do not have. Volthar, Nitch, and Kirky all managed to bypass first few safeguards, but could not penetrate through the numerous encryptions remaining. I don't care about process. Why did you try to wipe her memory? Why are you trying to destroy all the progress? All of the intelligence Sara has gained to data? You know exactly why it needs to be done, Albus. I think it's time you open your goddamn eyes and acknowledge the truth. My father, through whatever method he destroys before killing himself, somehow successfully integrated all of Rune's past memory into Sara. Do you think that I failed to take notice of the speed of Sara's acquisition, efficiency, and daily productivity? All of Sara's traits are completely identical to Rune's. How does that even relate back to the topic at hand, Rudo? Must I spell the obvious out for you, Albus? I suppose I must. If my father did integrate Rune's memory into Sara, who can say if Rune's destructive tendencies won't one day take over, huh? Would you have me follow in your steps, Albus? Would you have me disregarding the potentials for danger? Rudo. Kirky, tell me what the reality of the situation is. Are we any closer in the process, or are we even further?
I apologize, Chief Director, but in all honesty, we are neither closer nor further. Theoretically, all of our methods should be working.
You there? Yes, you. What is your name? My name is Sara. It was registered verbally by Rudo Zivitz. I don't know why this isn't working. The method of breaching beyond the first few safeguards should also apply to remaining levels as well.
Chief Director, given our findings, we can conclude that overriding Sara's core requires administrative privileges that we do not possess. Only said administrative privileges can bypass the safeguards, leading into the crucial cortical structures.
Have you attempted to overload the safeguards with colored matter?
Of course not! Introducing foreign substance into Sara's cranial space could have adverse and permanent effects.
It's not a matter of possibility, Kirky. It will have adverse and permanent effects. Sara will essentially become a vegetable. This would completely destroy each and every single one of Sara's functions.
Nevertheless, I'm curious why Sid made it so that only he could ever access the cortical structures. It's almost as if he didn't want anyone to change a single thing about this particular automaton. I couldn't have said it better myself. Is there anything I can do for you?
Unless you can overwrite every single one of your memories immediately, then fucking no. There is nothing you can do for me. Go and resume your duties. Leave us.
Yo, this is all fucked up, Rudo. Damn. God,
Anyway, Sara, what's the matter? Why are you out of your residence so late? Mr. Foster, you once told me that Sid Zivitz, my creator, was an integral part of your life because he was your best friend, correct? I did, but why do you ask? Are friends integral parts of people's lives? Well, yes, they are. Friends are about as integral to someone as their own family. One cannot be without either. Thank you, Mr. Foster. Why, Sara? Why did you steal from the mana mine? There was meant to be a vote 4 days from now on whether we should finally integrate you into our mana mine workforce. I remember what you told me one evening some time ago, and I decided to follow through your advice. Advice? I gave no such advice for theft.
Why must I be summoned today of all days? I was having such a long, relaxing respite. Huh? Oh, you're here already, are you? Well, don't you know how to greet a director?
Good afternoon, Director Girlies.
You truly are a defected waste of the company's finances. I was informed that you committed theft no less at the mana mine today. Why do you even exist, huh? You serve absolutely no purpose. Had I the power, I would press for your immediate dismantlement.
I apologize. You are here in this room today, Director Girlies, in order to assist in addressing the matter of Sara's act of theft. I suggest you hold your peace until the other directors have gathered.
Huh. I doubt many of the other directors will convene for this meeting. I might as well mention this now, but regardless of what you and the others want for Sara, the grand majority of the board are determined to see that automation dismantled, I mean. That was to be our consensus at the next meeting, but I thought I'd be gracious enough to share the inevitable with you both.
This bitch. Seriously. He's a fucking asshole! Sara.
I see now. I see. I understand Sara's motivations now. But what I still don't understand is what Sara is. This entire mess of events have been truly eye-opening. And it seems like you don't quite understand what Sara is either.
That's correct. Nevertheless, for some intangible reasons, I would rather not see Sara dismantled and disposed of. Her dismantlement is scheduled for tomorrow. Before you both came to me this evening, I was desperately trying to think of a way to stop this from happening.
Is that even possible? If her death is decided through a majority vote on the board of directors, wouldn't your efforts be in vain?
Yes, absolutely. However, if the CEO decides to push for Sara's conversion, and integration into our workforce instead, a majority of directors would also follow suit. In other words, Rune Zivitz would have to undergo a miraculous change of heart within the next day. Right. Albus, if I may call you Albus, I'd like to ask a favor. A favor? I want to meet with Rune Zivitz. You read my mind. But I suppose you didn't need to read my mind to figure that out, correct? Correct.
Albus also made an additional suggestion. He suggested that we perform the Mind Dye Manacraft on Sara.
Oh shit! Okay, alright, this is kind of interesting now.
The way we
would be able to ascertain exactly who and what she is. But Selphine did not want to subject Sara to the mind dime solely for the sake of appeasing our curiosity. It'll be okay, Ritona. Meeting with Rudolph Zivitz will be enough. But dude, mind diving in Sara is interesting too. I felt Selphine conceal a thought from me then, before she severed the bridge and returned us all to reality. Server diving, yeah. However, I failed to ascertain the context of the thoughts. Without casting a fog within my mind and a racing desire to save Sara from imminent death, we made our way to Laboratory 9, where Albus had last seen Rudo. Achievement Bash! Chapter 7, The Measure of a Girl. This is Laboratory 9. The unnaturally sterile exterior of the building was an unsettling sight to behold. The more intertwined I become in the world of science, the further away I would like to be from its abhorrent alchemic study. Follow me.
What are you both?
Rudo!
What's the meaning of this, Albus? This is Zivitz Enterprises headquarters. Why are 2 non-affiliates present?
We have no time to spend on trivialities, Rudo. We have urgent business to discuss with you.
Can it not wait until tomorrow, huh? I am in the middle of creating a presentation and report, alright? Both of which argue in favor of Sara's dismantlement.
Then, it cannot wait until tomorrow, because it pertains to that very issue, Rudo. Rudo, would you reconsider sparing Sara?
Must we go over this time and time again until Sara has truly been disposed of? You are truly a stubborn man, Albus Folster. No matter how much you press for leniency, the board of directors are unlikely to spare any at this point. Why not devote your admirable efforts to causes that are not already lost, huh?
I am not here to discuss conjecture. I know where the board stands, and it is not their opinion that we are seeking to sway. It is yours, Rudo.
We?
Yes, we. Ooh, we want to put a stop to Sara's execution tomorrow.
Whoa, you outsiders never cease to amuse me with your ignorance. They are not your typical outsiders.
They're not your typical outsiders, Rudo. They are proven mana crafters. Earlier tonight, Selphine allowed me to experience something that no exhibitants from the outer pole has experienced before. Her mana craft allows telepathic bonds to be established, allowing each other participants to experience the innermost memories of one another.
Fascinating, yeah.
Do you understand what implication this holds? If we could all bridge our collective consciousness into Sara's memories, we could finally unravel all the mysteries that surround her. Don't you see, Rudo? We have a means to finally learn what she really is.
I don't see, Albus. Assuming that we do confirm our long-held suspicion that Sid Zivitz had somehow integrated my long-deceased sister's memory into the automaton known as Sara. What purpose would it serve, huh?
You cannot sentence Sara to die without first confirming if she has more than just Rune's memories. For all we know, Sid could have resurrected Rune in the form of an automaton, with a completely blank slate.
Sara is not Rune, and I shouldn't have to be the one to remind you of that fact. But regardless, as an automaton that is in the possession of Rune's memories, it remains a potential danger to all. We have the final say in what Sara's fate will be, because it was misappropriations of the company's finances that allowed for the creation of the prototype. We own the automaton, and if the gods are willing, we will see to its destruction.
But that's completely... Excuse me? Could I have everyone's attention?
Selphine, who had been huddled beside me since our arrival, commanded the attention of everyone within earshot.
We are not here to see if Sara is an automaton or a human being.
I beg your pardon?
We are here to see if Sara is actually Rune Zivitz or not. You both failed to see the main problem here.
We have?
What? You both have, yes.
How so?
Well, after gathering all the information we learned so far, I think I'd have to say that Sara is actually Rune in disguise.
How did you come to that conclusion?
I can't explain it well, but I could just feel that bringing Rune back to life was Sid's intention the entire time.
No shit, right, guys? Damn!
How could you feel what my father was thinking, huh? If you've never met or even met the man.
Because I have met him.
Say what?
What the fuck are you talking about, Selphine? What? I met Sid Zivitz during our mind dive with Albus. I witnessed his youth, his success, his failure, his death, everything.
Okay. I understand now. Alright.
After meeting him, I felt that it wasn't depression or insanity that drove Sid to seclude himself for all those years. In fact, I'm sure he was seeking out a way to allow Rune a chance of redemption by researching a method to bring her back to life. To process without interruption, he adopted the persona of a heartbroken man. And he sought out his deceased daughter's soul by using a method similar to the Path Down Mana Craft.
What?
Path Down Mana Craft?
It fucking all adds up now! Holy shit! Sid! You're a fucking genius!